everybody, my name is Jesse Morrison with Knotted Hooks, and today I wanted to go over my setup for Sockeye Salmon. We just got back from Brewster, Baker Lake, Wenatchee Lake, and we got our limits early, like early. 4 or 5 people on the boat. We're limiting out in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Get off the water, clean our fish, and hang out and have a good time. I thought I'd go over everything I used and how I set up and what worked for us. Stay tuned. All right, for the rod and reel, I am running a Lamy Glass Battle Glass series for the back ones on the transom. They're 8'2", and the Akuma Cold Water Low Profile series with the counter, which is super important to have the counter. I love these reels. They come with the stainless steel version too. That's actually one of my favorite ones. Awesome. I'm running the P line, Monster Green, no fade, 65-pound braided line, killer line as well. To get down to the business end of things. All right, we have our main line here, which is that Monster Green P line. It comes into the short bus flasher weight slide and stop with the clip. 4 to 5 ounce weight for this. And like I said, this thing will slide into here and lock so you don't get line twist. And here is something that is overlooked but extremely important. So this line that goes past where your weight stops is what they call a flasher bumper. Now for sockeye, it's 18 to 20 inches, sometimes 24, depending on the water clarity. Super important, I can't stress that enough. You want to have a nice bumper for your weight here. If you don't and your weight is just right tight to here, this is not going to act right and it's going to come down and you could tangle really bad. You want to have a nice separation from your weight. That way the action on your flasher, it does what it's supposed to, an intended use for this flasher to do. Otherwise, you're going to change how it's presented in the water. You're not fishing, in my opinion. So after your bumper, you come down into another swivel with a snap into your flasher dodger here, into another snap, into another swivel, and then go into your leader. And I'm gonna take a quick second. I wanna talk about leader length. This year, it was super critical to run an insanely short leader. I talked to a couple people, they're like, man, I only caught 1 or 2 fish. I'm like, well, what was your leader size? And they're like, oh, it's like 18, 24 inches. It's like, no, 8 to 10 inches max. We were running more around the 8-inch leader size. And it feels weird holding it up. That was the ticket. They were running almost the exact same setup and they barely caught any fish. And we ran a shorter leader and just crushed it. Even this leader is too long. I just grabbed it out of the boat because I didn't use it. Just for reference, 8 to 10 inches. And then you come down into your spin and glow, a couple beads for attractant, and then the Brad's 2-watt octopus red hooks. Now you want to keep these hooks about within 2 inches from each other. 1.5 inches, 2 inches seems to be the ticket. It doesn't matter if it's this way or if the hook's going the same direction. This is just personal preference for me. And then you will run your coon shrimp right here on the stinger end. That way if they come and they hit it, if they try to do a roll, this could also get pinned in the side of their mouth as well. And it definitely helped on our hookup success out there. Another thing that they were running is different colors, but it seemed like the red, orange, and pinks were huge for these guys. We also caught quite a few testing out some of the mini Brad's kokanee cut plugs. We ran the hooks exactly the same we would if we put a spinner up here. We just attached this guy with a really short leader. I mean, look at that. That's a little leader. I mean, it's tiny, right? You're like, damn, you think they would be kind of flasher shy? They're not, trust me. And then when things got slow, I wanted to try some of the Wicked Lure setups, and I was actually really surprised. After the school went through, and there was only a couple fish in that area, and it seemed to die down the other boats, we threw that in there, and it was like, oh, fish on. It was crazy. So always try different stuff. If it kind of dies down, switch your leader length, you know, switch your depth. Try a couple different things. It really, really makes a big difference. And then this orange guy, I don't ever use orange when I'm fishing, and I'm sure some of you guys in the comments will probably burn me on this, but it hasn't been a go-to color for me, at least when I'm fishing. I put this thing on, boom, we were into the fish. So orange did the trick too, you know. Like I said, probably had a lot to do with leader length. There's lots of action behind the flasher and stuff. And then one extra quick tip, if you're going out there and you're launching at 4 o'clock in the morning, get these little tiny glow-in-the-dark beads. P-Line actually carries these too. It seemed to be the ticket. I took my flashlight off my phone, shined it on my setup, which this one actually, I used that one for early morning, and these things were just glowing. Put it down in the water, boom, fish on. It was hard to see the actual action from the tip, but you can hang a bell in the morning too if you can't see very good. But that was a good trick. That worked really good for us. Other than that, I think that if you follow some of these rules and you do what you want to do, and I have some videos on brining shrimp, I got some on tying certain knots, so if you want to tie the double hookup, you can for the hooks. And check out the Brewster video, watch it in action, and you tell me if it works. Alright guys, I hope you liked the video. Check out some of our other stuff, and check out our swag too, but I will see you guys in the water. You have to have a line counter. It's very important so you know what depth you're presenting your whole set. Big Chinook, but these things they're solid. And then pair of scissors.